Good morning. I was thinking as I walked out today how particularly lovely was yesterday's walk, and I felt as I walked along that uh, it was perhaps my favourite of all of these little trips and reflections. And the more I recalled it, even though it's only yesterday, the more its heat warmed me. It seemed to grow in my recollection. And golden memories do this, don't they? Even when they're recent, they become more vivid, more precious, more clear to us when we realise. I think that was the point when that that I would love to just stay in. I wish I could get that back again. That perhaps I didn't even see it at the time, but I do see it now. Friends will tell you that I am not immune to nostalgia. I'm really prone to doing that particularly with events that I kind of reflect upon, that I chew over and I consider again. And of course, any reflection uh, is necessarily of the past, because as soon as we've realised what is happening to us, it is in the past. Uh, the events of our life scroll up like one of those opening credits in an old film like Star Wars or something, where it just what we read, it's all just rolling constantly, time like an ever-rolling stream. And therefore, if we're going to reflect upon it, we are bound to be reflecting on the past. That's natural, and it's good. It is part of what warms us as we kind of stoke the fire of our memory. But it also, as we know, has some less healthy aspects. And it's interesting that when the Bible considers this idea of recollection and memory and of how we remember things, how we literally bring the members of things back together and make them live in the present, it is always with a future aspect. Jesus is described as the one who holds all of that together, the Alpha and the Omega, the one who was and is to come. And there is that constant interrelationship in the Bible between past, present, and future. And so when the Bible remembers, it is in effect remembering our future. It is with a future orientation, which I think is the positive aim of recollection and memory, to draw out from the past what will shape a positive and hopeful future. It's very difficult to live in the present. A lot of reflective practice and advice encourages one to do that, doesn't it? Chesterton said, I can no more live in the present than I can sit on a pin. It's such a slight support. It's such a tiny moment that it's gone. And of course that is true. And the present is a conference between the past and the future. So I'm going to read a psalm which I think does that today. It's a psalm about the very crown of the year, about the peak of its fertility and beauty, which is really where we're at in the year at the moment. But it does so not so much in fond remembrance as saying this is how it will be as we look to the Lord. So that feels the right one to read this morning. And I've got some friendly ponies in the field in front of me who might also like to join the congregation while I read. I should just take a moment to find it. As I do, I'll mention I stumbled upon another rather nice congregation as I walked along this morning. It was a little sort of conference of rabbits and pigeons round a corner. There were about half a dozen rabbits and 3 or 4 pigeons just facing each other, as if in some kind of summit, peace talks perhaps. Anyway, I found my place now, and the sun has come out. Praise God. Thou shalt show us wonderful things in thy righteousness, O God of our salvation. Thou art the hope of all the ends of the earth, and of them that remain in the broad sea. Who in his strength setteth fast the mountains, and is girded about with power, who stilleth the raging of the sea, and the noise of his waves, and the madness of the people. They also that dwell in the uttermost parts of the earth shall be afraid at thy tokens, thou that makest the outgoings of the morning and evening to praise thee. Thou visitest the earth and blessest it, thou makest it very plenteous. The river of God is full of water, thou preparest their corn, for so thou providest for the earth. Thou waterest her furrows, thou sendest rain into the little valleys thereof. Thou makest it soft with the drops of rain, and blessest the increase of it. Thou crownest the year with thy goodness, and thy clouds drop fatness. They shall drop upon the dwellings of the wilderness, and the little hills shall rejoice on every side. The folds shall be full of sheep. The valleys also shall stand so thick with corn that they shall laugh and sing. Friends, whatever the outgoings of the morning and the evening, God bless you as you go to ground.